Welcome back. I'm Halal Hamalawi with the details. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi inaugurated the three-day economic conference Egypt 2022 on Sunday in the new administrative capital. In his address to the first session, the president said that it was necessary to take many measures to face the economic crisis in Egypt. More details.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi inaugurated this three-day economic conference, Egypt 2022, on Sunday in the new administrative capital. In his address to the first session, he said it was necessary to take measures to face economic crises in Egypt. He said crises in Egypt need deep measures and solutions, and local and foreign pressures draw need for strong and continuing public support. As Sisi said, Egyptians live on a small area of land, drawing the need for roads and access to ease movement. His suggestions for solutions are less than challenges, adding that sacrifices and concessions have to be offered. A number of economists and prominent figures are attending the event, which tackled the future of the Egyptian economy. As Sisi said, it was not possible to complete Al-Zohr natural gas field without drawing maritime borders, adding that the field saved the state $10 billion in monthly expenses. He said 40 cities added 10 trillion Egyptian pounds to the state accounts. As Sisi said, the state's administrative body was not ready to implement demanded reforms. He said that the national dialogue aims to open the way for different visions. The president said public reaction to reform pressures were a concern to decision makers and security institutions. The president said any delay in issuing reform decisions would have caused the state more hardship, and the state's capability was not enough to withstand tremendous crises, strifes, wars and terrorism. He said both the government and the people must shoulder current challenges. He said consciousness and awareness are important to diagnose the status faced the government to overcome the gap. The president said the state administrative body has been a crisis that has to be solved since 7 years. He said the economic reform cost was hiking every day.
Addressing the inaugural session, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli said that the conference aims to reach an economic roadmap for the state in the upcoming period. He said that it aims to up the competition and flexibility of the Egyptian economy. A documentary tackling the achievements of the Egyptian economy in 8 years was presented at the inaugural session. Madbouli said Egypt has overcome 5 economic crises since 2011, adding that its credit rating slid in 2011. He said Egypt faces challenges imposed by the global crises that need swift solutions. Madbouli said the country achieved the highest exporting rates before the Ukrainian crisis, reporting $25 billion of losses after the crisis began. He said that Egypt has suffered $477 billion of losses in the past year. Madbouli, however, said the World Bank figures categorized Egypt within the highest in growth rates in the Middle East and Africa. He said forecasts expect more economic growth if population rates dip, adding that the unemployment rate has narrowed. He said the state is working on putting foreign debt rates within the safe levels and decreasing it. Madbouli said the foreign exchange rate does not reflect the strength of the national economy, adding that the ability to contain inflation is more important than the price of foreign exchange. He said excess revenue has been achieved without debt payments. Madbouli said that the state has to intervene to support the economy if the private investments withdrew. Madbouli said that the new administrative capital constructions were mere architectural designs in 2015. He said continued traffic congestions would have cost the state losses of $18 billion. The Prime Minister said that the state added 17,000 kilometers to the roads network. He said that billions of pounds to expand the road network were paid to compensate the inhabitants. Madbouli said Egypt achieved a construction leave for which it won 5 global prizes. Madbouli also said that the state is working on developing all health insurance hospitals. He said Egypt turned from the highest in hepatitis C infections to 0 infections. Madbouli said 5 million families are covered by the state's Takaful and Karama program at the cost of £25 billion. Madbouli said rumors aim to shake confidence in the national projects, which he said contributed to containing unemployment rates. He said that 6 legislations were issued to improve the investment environment, as well as the strategy to protect copyrights to attract investors. The Prime Minister said that the state has dealt with complaints over allocations of lands for industrial projects and decided to price lands allocated for industrial projects to ease the measures for the investors. The Prime Minister also said that the economic conference is planned to open discussion over agreement on a roadmap.